Hi, I'm Dave, and this is the first operation of my new Tazz K33 chipper shredder. So let's see what it'll do. Now, while operating the Tazz, you definitely want to wear hearing protection, eye protection, and you probably want to wear some gloves, and you'll see what happens later on if you don't. Now, what I'm chipping here was cut about 2 weeks ago, and it has already dried out. It's like 98 degrees all this week. It's just crazy. Now this is some Leland cypress, and it has a good smell once it's shredded. Now these small limbs don't just get pulled into the chipper by itself. It actually takes some force to get them in the chipper. And in the future, when you're cutting limbs or whatever and you're making your trimmings, you'll think about, hey, I need to make my cut here or there to make it feed through this machine a whole lot easier. Now you can see the dust from the limbs knocked off as they are fed into the chipper. So if you have a dust or algae problem, hey, a respirator is going to be your friend. This is some Bradford pear trimmings, and these take a little more force to feed through the chute to be chipped. And you will learn what will and will not feed through, so don't be discouraged. Now, I've always been taught not to wear gloves while operating rotating machinery, so I'm not wearing any right now. And shortly, you'll see why wearing gloves would have been a good idea for me today. When you see chips blowing back out of the chute like this is the indication that the discharge is clogged or perhaps the bag is full. This is the first clog. Never put your hands here with the machine running. The instructions say you should never operate the Tazz without the bag, but okay, I've got to see what it's going to do. So here's the part why wearing gloves would have been a good idea. One of those knotty Bradford pear limbs, it took a chunk out of the top of my hand. So I'm going to go clean this up and get some band-aids and find some gloves. If you have a curved limb, it will get into the chute. All you got to do is rotate it and feed it, and it will chip up just fine. This is the largest diameter limb so far, and it does take a lot of force to feed it. Now below the red line you can see the shadow of the chips in the collection bag. This blowback from the chute looks like another clog. Now this is my first time to use the hopper shredder. The sliding gate has been opened. What I'm doing here is definitely not working. I was kind of under the impression that it would just be sucked into the machine. Here I am using a push stick to help clear the jam. This is a warning label that you really need to be familiar with. Basically it says, keep body parts above this line because fingers, hands, arms could be amputated. Well, the stick didn't work to unclog the hopper, so I shut the engine down and clear the clog. The opening here is pretty small, and eventually I figured out how to feed it in without it getting clogged. This hopper guard shields you from pieces kicking out, and this appears to have to do a lot to why it's being clogged. Here I feed in some dry leaves and small clippings. And once again I thought perhaps it would be sucked into the shredder. But I'm probably going to remove this hopper guard, and it's probably going to work a whole lot better, but I'm not even going to show that. And something this size is not a good idea for this shredder hopper. Now, the instructions say do not put anything here larger than, I believe it's a ½ inch in diameter. And don't even show you, I'm not even going to show you what happens. Now, I'm going to skip a lot of this, but the trick is to shake the debris when dropping into the shredder, and that seems to work with no problem. Well, I'm finished for today, so let's look at the results. This is what comes out when fed through the chipper chute, and some of the small twigs don't always get ground up, and they can be fed back into the hopper to be further shredded. This is what comes out after being fed into the hopper shredder on top, and it's definitely smaller chips and shreds, but some twigs still make it through. So far I'm happy with this Tazz K33. Hey, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and a thumbs up and a comment if this was helpful to you. I'm Dave. Have a great day.